fourth thing, I've mentioned foreclosure, healthcare, the shifting of our financial resources from big companies to local economies. Fourth thing, between 1989 and 2002, the state gave away a bunch of tax breaks. You know who benefited from those tax breaks? Basically all the money that anybody saved was saved by the top 20%. And half of it was saved by the top 1%. And I keep joking, ask me about the no new tax pledge, which I'm sure is also going to come out down the line. I almost feel like, sure, I'll take it. I want the old taxes. The ones that required that everybody pay a fair share and pay into what's going on. Now I want to say one more thing, and I know we're using up time here. I think we need to think about who are we? Who are we? Some of us are terrified about where our next meal is going to come from, how we're going to keep a roof over our kids, whether the unemployment insurance is going to run out before the job comes. Some of us are angry because we've been watching where our government's been spending money and looking at our lives and going, unfortunately, what about me? The conversation needs to be, what about us? And it is going to behoove each of us to reach deep into the roots of this party and deep into the roots of this state. And remember that before this was even a state, when it was still colonies, and before a shot had been fired and bloodshed had happened, the colonists of this colony came together and kicked out the British and said, we are about mutual aid. Town meetings came out of the concept that everybody should get to participate. And we already were calling for an end to slavery. This was before the Revolutionary War even technically started. We have these values. We have this history. Who are we today? Are we really going to let money come from far away and other states to teach us to hate each other? Is that who we're going to be? Are we going to allow the values that drive a fundamental sense? It's not just about helping the folks who can't help themselves. Everybody can help themselves. It's about a concept of mutual aid. It's about a concept of valuing people's institutions, of which unions are part. We don't blame people for coming together and fighting for their rights. That's not who Democrats are. That's not who Massachusetts is. We should not be apologetic, and we don't even need to be aggressive. We just need to be who we are and refuse to be moved off of that. And we are going to have to fight very hard to make that not happen, because the Republicans at the national level have already raised $30 million to drop on this state. And it's not going to be just the governor's race. It's not going to be just the statewide races. It's going to be a bunch of the legislators who we value most, who've taken bold stands, who've been brave, who are going to be facing some upstart Republican, way more right-wing than most of the Republicans we have in the State House now, who's funded by that same RNC money against our folks who aren't going to have that kind of money. We are at a time where there's a litmus test ahead of us. And it's going to be about each of us working together and not giving ground. We will not be about hate. We will not be about only me and no one else. We will not be about standing by and saying it's okay to say, well, we're arguing over this piece of money or that piece of money. That's not what it's about. It's about a fundamental fight for our values, for who we are as a people, for insisting that our government come back to being about us. Don't spend another cent on a large corporation who's going to put that money in the Cayman Islands. And don't accept the idea that, yeah, there's stimulus money here. It's not being spent. It's great that it's been put aside, but there are hundreds of thousands of jobs that would already be on the ground if that stimulus money had been spent in a quick fashion. So I wanted to say to you, this is who I am, but I think the issue is who are we, and who are we going to be when we're under fire as a group. It's not going to be separate races this time. It's going to be who's willing to stand up, who's willing to say, this is who we are, and to insist that we not feel bad about somehow being bleeding heart liberals. We're not bleeding heart liberals because we're soft. We're smart because we know that the only thing that will get us out of this economy, the only thing that will get us out of this situation is when we come together and we don't allow anybody to be divided off as a separate group, but we stand together for a future for every single one of us, and nothing short of that is acceptable. Thank you for your time.